on, guys? Welcome to the video. This is the Just a Bit Outside Baseball Softball Podcast. If you're new to the channel, thank you for trying us out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. That will help us push this video to the top of more searches. And if you are coming back, make sure you also subscribe and hit the like button to this channel. I'm Ray, that's Bill. And if you're, again, new to the channel, the purpose of it is basically to educate the young minds and athletes of the college baseball game, high school, and beyond. How do we do that? We talk about our own personal experiences through the game. We bring on coaches, current, past, players, current and past, and we guys kind of ask them questions and go off of people's experiences, and hopefully you can relate to it. Hopefully you have some questions answered. But to jump right into the video, we are going to talk about the top 5 misconceptions when it comes to college recruitment. And we're going to kick it off with number 5, and that would be someone else is going to get me recruited. So Bill's going to take it over real quick and kind of give you maybe a general thought process of what maybe you have as a player or maybe what you have as a parent. And we're going to kind of go through the top 3 categories of being the I know someone that knows someone, my high school coach or my travel coach or trainer is going to get me recruited, and the recruitment service, probably the biggest one out there because you probably get a lot of emails or phone calls or letters in the mail asking you to sign up for a recruitment service. So I'll let Bill kind of kick it off.
Yeah, thanks, Ray. So one of the questions that, like, as a parent, and even as a player, that I've always had is, isn't playing high school baseball or travel baseball or getting on to a very highly competitive, nationally ranked team and playing at various tournaments and showcases around the country, shouldn't that be enough? That if I'm there, that I'm playing, then somebody there should be watching me, right?
Yeah, so let's kind of break that down on the first thing. So whether you're baseball or softball, you guys have to think about it this way. During your season, the same time your actual high school season is going on, so is college softball, so is college baseball. So the recruiting coordinators, who are ultimately normally the assistant coaches, they're too busy with their own programs to be traveling the country watching high school baseball and softball games. So the likelihood of a college coach coming to your high school game at 4:30 in the afternoon is not likely. Now, that might be the local junior college coach. Yeah, maybe they'll be able to make it out. But as for schools, universities from other states, probably not likely, unless for some reason their team is playing in that state for whatever reason and they have time to come out and watch. When we go down the myth of I'm going to a showcase, no tournament provider, whether it's Perfect Game, Prospect Wire, USA Baseball, there's certain exclusive events where, yes, there's going to be scouts there, both pro and college, but they're not going to put a guarantee that this school is going to be here, this pro team is going to be here, because if they don't show up, then that makes them look bad. So when you go to a showcase, there's no guarantee you're going to be recognized. Now, playing for a top team betters those chances because, as we've talked with previous coaches and current coaches, one of the big things that they go out and recruit is pitching. And as a pitcher, you have more opportunity to be seen because you're getting the ball in your hand more frequently than a position player. So as a college scout, if I have 12 fields going on at once and I have 2 days to try to watch the most amount of baseball possible, I'm probably going to go watch the teams that I've built relationships with, that I network with, that I trust, and I know that they're probably bringing a loaded roster. So to go into the showcase scene thinking, well, it's a showcase, that's the label, I'm going to be seen, it's probably not likely, guys. There's so many teams and so many players out there that they're going to go to what they know. They're not going to walk around from field to field hoping to find someone. If you have big colleges there, they're going to go watch big programs, again, who they've networked with, who they've recruited from before, or they've received a roster And a lot of those kids are highly recognized, so they know they're going to go watch a competitive baseball game. They're going to see quality talent throughout, and I'll be able to see more rather than hoping to find one, if that makes sense. So you have to be proactive. And one of the things you hear probably from your coaches is being accountable. Be accountable in the weight room, be accountable in the classroom, be accountable during practice. You need to be accountable in your own recruiting process, if that makes sense. And then the question becomes, well, how do I start that process? But what people tend to fall into is the first category we'll talk about is the I know someone that knows someone that used to play pro baseball category. And I think it's fair to say Bill knows, I know. We've played with a lot of guys that have gone on to play a professional baseball. They've gone on to play high level college baseball. Now, if my son wants to play baseball at a high level, and I know a bunch of guys that have played baseball at a high level, it's not as easy as, well, I'll let them know through a text message to make a phone call for my kid and everything's going to work out and my kid's going to go to Cal State Fullerton, or he's going to go to the University of Florida, or he's going to go to Vanderbilt, and we're going to win a College World Series, and my kid's going to be drafted, and everything's great. Probably not going to happen. So one of the biggest misconceptions is maybe you played with a kid that went on to play, or maybe your next door neighbor played, or maybe someone that your parents know played some level of baseball. The likelihood of relying on somebody else to make a phone call or to get you in connection with someone is a bad path and a bad mindset to go down, because then you're going to be less aggressive because you're just going to put all of your eggs in that basket to rely on that one phone call. And when you look at that, is it important to build a network? Again, there's that network word, right? Yes, it's important. So it's good to surround yourself with high level people. It's good to surround yourself with people who are known in the game, but there's no guarantee that those people are going to help you get recruited. Can those people help you have your film looked at, maybe ahead of a couple others? Of course. Maybe a coach will take the time to actually pull your film, or, hey, this kid's going to write you, or, hey, I think you might want to take a look at this kid. Of course, those phone calls are all going to be very beneficial, but there's no guarantee you're going to get an offer just because you know somebody. So there's that one. Let's go into the second one of I play for a top team, or I play for this great coach, or I work out with this trainer. Bill, do you want to kind of take over that one with the misconception of because I play for a certain person or I train with a certain person, why that is also might not pan out the way that you want, just relying on those people?
Yeah. So, I mean, as a player, yes, it is important that if you do want to play at a higher level, absolutely. If you can start working out with different people, different coaches from different programs, if you can start working out with different specialized coaches that do pitching and hitting, all of that at various different levels, yes, that can be very helpful, especially if they have been around baseball, they have a network, they've played, they've coached at various levels. However, it doesn't excuse you as the player from doing the legwork. Like, just because, well, I take batting instruction from somebody, just because I know their name and they maybe work with me 1 hour a week, doesn't earn me a place above anybody else. But what you can do is not only put your time in practicing, but also talking to that person, learning who are the key people that you should be talking to, sending emails to, building a relationship with, and then ultimately sending them a video.
And I think one thing I want to touch on before we go to the next thing, because you hit on a lot of like really good points. So the one thing you said is building a relationship. Keep in mind, guys, when college coaches are interested in you, is your athletic ability, yes. Attracting them, of course it is. That's what's selling them, right? But more importantly, before they give the I'm going to make you an offer, I'm going to go talk to the travel coach. I'm going to go talk to the high school coach. You see a lot of college coaches put out there on social media. If you don't put your high school's coach's name or contact information, that's a red flag. You're not giving me that information for some reason. So you need to have good relationships with everyone you play for. And even if you go fill in for a team, don't burn bridges, because as big as the baseball world is, it's very small and everybody kind of knows everybody. And when you burn bridges, people are going to talk. They're going to talk positively about you or they're going to talk negatively about you. So again, you're trying to build a good network. And if you're working with people who surround themselves with the game, with colleges, with scouts, and that's how they're building their own business, that's what they're building their own brand on, they're not going to lie for you. So they might train you, but at the end of the day, just because you work with them, they're going to be honest with you about what level of college you should fit in at. And you should have the faith in them to know that they're going to give you their honest opinion. And if a coach calls, they're going to give the honest opinion to a coach. Can he play here? Can she play here? Can they compete at this level? And if you have multiple offers, if you really trust those coaches, if you've spent time and energy and put a lot of miles in with these trainers, you should be able to go look at these offers and say, what do you think is the best one for me? Where am I going to get the best education? Where am I going to get the best opportunity? But it comes down to really building those relationships, and they're not going to lie for you. If I'm a pitching coach and I call a school or a school calls me and they say, what does this kid sit at? And I say he sits at 89 to 90, and they come out and watch and put a gun on you, you better sit 89 to 90. You should not be 83 to 84. Okay? They're not going to lie for you. They're going to tell coaches who you are, the way they feel about you, and can you compete and can your skills translate to the next level. So again, it goes back to that holding yourself accountable. You go out and doing the work and not relying on somebody else. All your relationships are doing is building that network of reliable resources and reliable information. And that's the other thing that Bill hit on that I didn't yet. And it's a great thing. Some of these people, you guys want to go out and say, well, I hit with so-and-so. I get pitching lessons from whoever, and they did this, and they did this, and they did this. You're hanging your hat on all the accolades of their own career, of what they've accomplished. You don't need to sell anyone on who you've trained with. What you need to sell is you. You are the product, not, well, I work out with so-and-so. That's great. That's their career. That's what they did. You have to pursue your own career and not rely on what someone else did in their personal career to get them to the point where they were. But again, building the network, building the foundation, and really picking the minds of those guys or girls. All of them have been through it. So while you're there with your lessons, use them as the resource. Ask them questions. How did you go about it? When you wrote an email, what did you put in there? What made your email stand out? So it's really picking the brain and building the network.
You know, Ray, the other part of that too is like from a coaching standpoint, by that time, you should be able to hit a baseball, throw a baseball, and all that. So I think personally that a lot of times they're weeding out people who are going to be the best contributor to their program.
Yeah, I mean,
the right person.
yeah, that's going like we're gonna kind of veer off here, but like and this will go into other misconceptions of the recruiting process in later videos, but you could be a great athlete and you could want to go to this school, but ultimately, like when you hear people say, well, I don't want to go there, well, don't worry, because you don't even have an offer to go there. So, you know, like, you don't get to pick the school picks you. And until you have offers, there's nothing that says, well, I don't want to go here. Well, they haven't even offered you. Okay, you want to go here, but they haven't offered you. Once you get offers, you have to then look at what is the best opportunity. And I will say this till I'm blue in the face through my own mistakes. Your number one choice should be, where am I going to go to get my education? Where am I going to go to be debt free? Where am I going to, when I leave that school, I have the least amount of student loan debt? Because they might sell you on, it's free money. It's not free money, my friends. You're going to be paying it back. At some point, you're going to be paying it back. Okay? So after the, where am I getting the most financial scholarship money or grants, that money that I'm not paying back, then I'm going to look at, where am I getting the best opportunity?
Yeah.
And when you look at professional baseball or professional softball, all of those men and women are there, guys. They were all drafted because they must be able to play baseball at a high level, right? You were drafted for some reason. You must have possessed the ability to do something in someone's eyes that said they might have a chance of being a professional baseball player. But you see everyone drop out at some point, right? Everyone drops out at some point. But before you get selected, go talk to anyone that's actually been drafted. They'll tell you they go through like a psych eval. They want to know who you are as a person. There's a big story yesterday with Trevor Bauer. Before the Dodgers made him an offer, they went to the Reds, they went to the Indians, they wanted to talk to coaches, they wanted to talk to former teammates, and they wanted to know who Trevor Bauer was as a person, as a teammate, before they said, I'm going to make an offer. So they're recruiting the athlete. They're going to look at the person, because if you're not a good person, you're not a good student, I'm not going to waste my time before I pull the trigger. And you can't get caught up in, well, why did they offer him and not me? I'm just as good as that person. That might be true. But in their eyes, maybe that person fit into their program a little bit better in that time. And that's okay. I would rather go to a school that wants me, not a school that I have to sell on wanting me. So let's go to the third one. And that third one is the college recruitment service, which is probably the biggest one. That is, in my opinion, the big misleader. So you might have received a letter, email, phone call. You're going to get a big database of all these high school athletes. So I'm just going to start soliciting every single one of them. And I'm going to sell you on, I think you could play college baseball. I think you could play college softball. I'm a former college player myself, and now I'm a college scout and I'm a college recruiter. Sign up with me today. Pay me your $500 and boom, I will get you recruited. So I'll let Bill kind of take over the big misconception of signing up with a recruitment service who's never seen you play, and how they're going to sell you on, how are they going to sell schools on you when they've never actually watched you play live.
Yep.
So
So, you know, if you don't, if you're not a talent scout for an actual college team or a professional team, then you are basically a person who is trying to meet a quota of how much income you can make for the college recruitment agency. And that means I've played a little bit of baseball. I know my way around. Most of those people probably have played at the college level. So they know the game and they know enough how to talk the talk and promise all the right things so that you believe that if you pay them a a marginal amount of money per month, per year, you're going to get the website page, the flashy video, the graphics, and at any time you can send out the link to your page to any coach that you want, and bing bang boom, next thing you know, you are in the starting lineup at a Division 1 college. There's nothing holding you back. It's completely false. It's completely false. The reason why is you need to get yourself in front of a coach. And if those coaches aren't coming out to watch you play, which many of them probably won't, then you need to figure out a way how to get yourself in front of them. And that's by doing the leg work yourself.
And by, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, the technology is out there and you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to spend all your money on a customized web page and a profile and this thing and that thing. You can make your own video for free and accomplish the same goal. And that's just getting yourself in front of a coach for less than a minute.
Mm-hmm. And guys, if you go back and listen to our past podcasts, we're going to try to do a lot more. One of the big things that every single coach that we talked to Nick Childs, former college coach, now he's a pitching coach in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Brittany Mata, former assistant at Arizona State. Now she heads South Mountain Community College's program in Phoenix, Arizona. Two things that they've all hit on is I am more likely to open an email or watch a video if it's personal. If you set up your email like it's a mass email and it just says, hello, coach. Hello, coach. So you don't even know my last name. You know nothing about my school. You know nothing about my staff. You know nothing. You just found my email and you sent it. Sounds like you're really interested in attending school here and my program. Pass.
There was a friend of mine that I was just talking about this, and they told me that when they wrote their letter to the college coach, they did so much research on that coach, on their program, that they basically in their letter told them like why, like they have spent their whole life wanting to play for this coach, wanting to play for this school. They may be lying totally, but they've taken the time to show the coach that I want to play for you. I want to be in your dugout. And you don't do that by sending out a template email. You just don't.
You don't do it. And so, guys, and another thing with the college recruitment service thing, I'm not saying they're all bad, but what I am saying is, how can somebody help me get recruited when you haven't even seen me play live? So there's the first misguided step. So you're going to go talk to college coaches about me, but you've never actually seen me play. Well, how is that going to be possible? It's not. And all they're going to do is take your information. They're going to build a standard template website page like Bill talked about, and they're going to send out a mass email to all the college coaches. And think about how many emails a college coach gets. A lot. And if it's just coming from a scouting website, come to my website, click on it. Come to my website, click on it. Come to my website, click on it. No, I'm not clicking on it. That's too many steps. Send me the information. When you send the email, if the coach wants video and you put in there, I've attached my film, or if they request film, then you could send the link. And Bill's 100% right. YouTube is free. Twitter's free. Instagram's free. You guys all have some form of a cell phone that can record. It's really about getting the information that they want to see in the smallest time frame. And every college coach we've talked to has said, I probably watch for 1 to 3 minutes and I've made my judgment. If I like it, I might watch on. If I don't, I pass. But the biggest thing is you sent it, you wrote it, you took the time to do it. You are selling yourself. In your actual video, when it comes to the speaking portion, you need to sound confident. Do not relax on that part of the video. That's your first impression. It shows the coach how confident you are. Can you speak? You're displaying something. Okay? Every time you write an email, you are displaying something. You are trying to get them to write you back. And sending a stock email or a template or not making it personable and again saying, hey, coach, does not sound like you're really interested. It just sounds like you just sent out a bunch of mass emails and you're hoping for someone to write you back. So the recruitment service thing, it could be good, but there's a lot of bad to it as well. So before you sign up, if you are a parent, before you spend money, make sure you understand what you're really signing up for. And if you're going to sign up for one, again, I would sign up for one that is in the state you live. The person you sign up with is going to guarantee that they're going to come watch you on a frequent basis. They're going to help you record the video and what needs to be in it. But more importantly, going back to the topic of, well, now I've signed up with a recruitment service, so I'm going to be recruited. No, you have to send out the video. Someone still has to watch it. Just because you are signed up with a recruitment service does not mean you're going to get an offer. So you cannot have that mindset. You still have to be aggressive. You still have to go knock on the doors. And you have to play the law of averages. Okay, the more doors you knock on, the more opportunity you have of someone taking a look. But you have to be knocking on the right doors, and we'll have another video later on of who should you be sending your film out to, because you just can't be sending it to everyone. You have to understand who you are as a player, where you are as a student, and where you want to go. And those will be the right doors. And if you're knocking on those right doors, someone will at least take a look. So, do you have anything else on this topic?
No, I mean, honestly, guys and ladies, what it comes down to, it's you. If this is the path that you want to take, if you want to play college baseball and then eventually pro baseball, the work doesn't just happen on the diamond, it happens everywhere. And you have to put in the work, because nobody will do the work for you, and you're the player. So, I mean, I kind of fell into that trap. I thought, well, if I play high school baseball, then I play good enough. Well, then one day somebody's going to be watching me playing at Mesa High School at a afternoon game in 118-degree heat, and they're going to go, oh, let's give that kid a full ride. And never going to happen, definitely didn't happen, and it probably never will. So, I mean, I wonder how many really good athletes out there aren't playing somewhere right now because they didn't know any of this information.
Mm-hmm. And guys, the thing about it too, we'll do another video on this of how you can find all this information for free. All the information's out there for free. You can go search it out, but you just have to want to go do it. Just like you have to want to go hit when your team's not hitting. You have to go want to go throw. You have to want to be in the weight room. The people that separate themselves are really the ones who go do things when there's not a scheduled practice. And when you get to that college level, you will see there's a lot of you're doing on your own and the coaches are not there. So if you want to start, you put in a lot of time outside of the scheduled practices. My big takeaway from this and through my own personal experience, My parents learned from Bill and his time. I did play on a travel circuit. I did play with great coaches. I played with a lot of great guys who are currently still playing, or at least played some level of minor league baseball. Um, and my parents did spend money for a recruitment service, but it wasn't really a service. It was my coach who I played for, and then he helped kids on the side, but it wasn't by any means he did everything. It was he met with my parents and myself once a month in person or over the phone, and we kind of recapped on what I should be doing, how many emails I should have sent out, how many phone calls, what I should, how many emails, how many phone calls. He basically kept me on that nice timeline to where when I was a senior in high school, I wasn't trying to cram 4 years worth of work into a couple months. So that's the biggest thing. Again, that network. When you're buying into a recruitment service, you're really searching out knowledge, information, people you trust, someone who's going to keep you on that correct timeline of things you should be doing, dates you should be hitting, paperwork you should be filling out. And they're going to help guide you through the best selection of what you want as far as a school and as far as a program. And if they're not doing that, then they're not helping you. But there's not a recruitment service in the world that can guarantee that they're going to get you the offer that you want. And there's no recruitment service in the world that probably could have put a guarantee on that if you use me, I will get you recruited. It's probably not likely. You still have to do the work. And if you can't afford that, that's 100% fine. You don't have to use anything like that. You don't play for the best team, that's 100% fine. You don't need it. Find someone with a camera, find someone with a cell phone that can record, get the information you need to have a good video, and create something that's free. And as long as you have a quality product, being you are the product. If you can display that your skills translate to the next level, somebody will get in contact with you.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm going to do one further before we head out here. I'm going to put on the bottom of the screen our email address. If you have any questions, want more information, maybe you want to make your own video and you don't know, like, how do I even do this? Ask. We're here to help you out. So I'm going to put our email up and, reach out.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. All right, guys, till next time, we will go through the number 4 topic of misguided information when it comes to recruitment. But until that video, thanks for checking us out. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. We want to give a shout out to 3 of our sponsors of the show, and we will link their websites and our promo code. So get some merch from FitBrand, custom batting gloves. You'll get % off on all stock items. Raised decals, you'll get some money off on your first team order with pro grade 3D decals, and Hit Factory Athletics. You can use the promo code there anytime along with BIP. With Raised decals, it's a one-time thing. So make sure you check all those guys out. Thank you to them for supporting us. We'll also put all of our social media on there, our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Connect with us. Like Bill said, we're here to help. That's the purpose of the channel in general, is to help educate, answer questions. So if you have them, ask, connect with us. We'll definitely help you. So until next time, guys, take it easy.